Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community and 7 questions with Emmy.
Hey guys, I'm Emmy Ian, and it's time for 7 questions with Emmy. Thank you so much for being here. My guest today was attacked by a grizzly bear while on a hunting trip, and he nearly died. Jeremy Evans' story is amazing, and he's written a book called Mauled, Lessons Learned from a Grizzly Bear Attack. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm really excited for this interview. Should we get started with the questions?
Sure.
Okay, question number 1. For people who may not be familiar with your story, could you tell me the story of the whole day that you got attacked by a bear?
Sure. So back on August 24th, 2017, I was on my way on a 4-day sheep hunt. And it was approximately 9 o'clock in the morning. I was sitting there watching some sheep. And as I was watching sheep, I had a little brown thing walk in front of me, less than 10 feet away. Seeing that, I knew right away what it was. It was a cub grizzly bear. And so I knew that mama had to be very close by to look after her little one. Well, I was reaching my backpack to grab my bear spray, and out popped mama. When I noticed her, she was less than arm's reach away, come charging in. So that was kind of the start of the first round. We fought and tussled a little bit at the backpack, and she decided to back away, and then she felt like coming in for round 2, where she chased me up a tree. She pulled me out of the tree, and then we rolled around the ground for a little bit, fighting with her, shoving my hand in her mouth, grabbing her by the tongue, and managed to get her to take off. Then I gathered myself up, got back to my packing gear, and was sitting there kind of debating what I should do. Well, she decided to come back for a third time and drag me in, and we fought for another minute or so. And at that point, I was pretty much rendered unable to stand. Was missing quite a few facial features, and I had to hike and crawl out and self-rescue myself.
What do you think gave you the courage to grab the bear's tongue?
Well, that's a good question. When it was sitting there chewing on me, I figured, if I grabbed its tongue, I figured it was kind of like a dog. If you grab its tongue, it won't be able to bite you. So I decided I was going to give her a shot and see what happened. I think it worked.
Yeah. What happened after you pulled the tongue?
Well, she made a very horrible sound. She sounded like a pig squealing. It was just a real deep, deep pig squeal, and she was kind of choking a little bit. It was a very scary sound.
Yeah, I heard that you heard a sound like cracking ice and your skull cracked and
Yeah, when she's biting on me, that's what it sounded like. It just sounded like you're crunching like a plastic water bottle or ice breaking. That's what it sounds like when your bones are being crushed.
Have you been scared to go back in the woods since the attack?
I was for the first bit, but I had some really good friends and lots of help and lots of support, and they were able to help me see past this tragic incident to get back into the woods.
Yeah, and I think now this is a good lesson to all of us. Make sure you have bear spray and you're prepared.
Correct. On that day, I took a shortcut. I was too excited to go out sheep hunting, and I had my bear spray in my hand at the truck, and I was thinking, well, I don't need this, so I threw it in my backpack. But if I wore it on that day, I'd look a little bit better than I do today.
Yeah. Did you think that you would survive the bear attack?
I didn't think I was going to. The whole entire time I was thinking this was the end, but it was the thought of my younger daughter and wife, seeing them again is what kept me going, and I eventually made it out.
I heard that when you were walking towards the lodge, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, that you tried to play music and Baby Shark played on repeat.
It did. Baby Shark played on repeat for the whole entire time for about 7-8 hours straight.
Yeah, that must have been tough. You'd been all bruised and burnout, and you had just gotten attacked by a bear, and you just wanted music, and then Baby Shark started playing.
I'm kind of glad it was Baby Shark playing, because that brought back some very fond memories of me and my daughter, and that gave me the strength that I needed just to crawl out of there.
Yeah. Who was the first person in your family that saw you after the attack?
Ooh, I think the first person to see me actually was my wife inside the hospital. So when they brought me in, after the attack into my hometown of Calgary to the hospital, my wife, they brought her back, but I had the medical team cover my face with a cloth, so no one really saw me until after surgery. But it was my wife.
Has a bear attack changed you as a person?
I think it has. Now I'm a little more prepared. Family means a lot, so I don't take as many risks as I used to. Now I carry around a Garmin inReach unit, so in case there's an incident that happens out in the bush, I'm able to contact help, let my wife know, and I don't go alone anymore. Always make sure somebody's with me, and then we always test our bear spray, check it out, and we keep it on ourselves right on the chest, make sure we're all ready to go.
That's smart. What happened like after the bear attacked you and when you got to safety?
So when I got to safety, I got to a little resort called Panther River Resort. And the very first person to see me was a 9-year-old boy. He was the one that went and got his mom and let her know that something was wrong. And so that lodge helped me out there. All the team of everybody there got me a helicopter, took me to the Sundre Hospital, and they stayed with me up until Calgary.
What did the little boy say? I bet he was probably really scared about seeing yeah.
Well, when I first walked in, I can hear him calling for his grandma, and he's like, "Grandma, someone was trying to play a prank," because I looked like a zombie. I had toilet paper wrapped around my head, and I was walking funny. So at first he thought it was some kid wearing a costume, but then he quickly realized that it wasn't.
Yeah, I would probably react that way too. I'd probably be like really scared. And
he was very good. He was a very tough little man. He stuck with it. He was actually there sitting with me for parts of it, making sure I was all right. He was a tough little kid.
Have you ever been to Idaho and tried our famous potatoes?
Well, I've been to Idaho a few times, and yes, I've had some of your nice famous potatoes.
Next time you come, we can maybe go sheep hunting together. I don't know. We'll make sure you don't get attacked by a bear.
That'd be great.
I have a couple bonus questions now.
Sure.
When was the first time that you saw yourself after the attack?
Well, the first time I saw myself was actually on September 12th, right around 3 weeks after the incident. I wasn't quite ready, and so I waited a while, and I had a good team of support and help, and we planned for a day. All the nurses that day, they trimmed up my hair, shaved my face, and then my wife bought a nice fancy shirt for me to wear. And then it was on September 12th, first thing in the morning. I got a chance, my first look in the mirror.
What was your reaction?
At first, I was thinking that there'd be more missing, but when I saw it, I was like, "Wow, I look pretty good. There's not much has changed." I was kind of shocked.
Yeah. Does your body still hurt from the attack from all these years? And do you ever have flashbacks?
So my body does hurt from a lot of aches and pains. I got a lot of steel parts now, so I can tell when the weather changes. And with the flashbacks, I did have quite a few in the beginning. Early on, I'd asked for some help, and I got some help from psychiatric help, and we worked through it. And now I don't get any more nightmares.
That's good. Yeah. Can you share a piece of advice with me?
Sure. Oh,
Other than don't get attacked by a bear.
yeah. I would say always be prepared for the unexpected, and don't be afraid to ask for help no matter the situation. It's better to go as a group or as a team than it is to go by yourself. And when you don't know, ask.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you for inviting me. This was fun.
Yeah, it was. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, new 7 questions and interviews are posted every Thursday. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Love you guys. Bye.
Idaho Falls Pediatrics, proudly supporting kids in our community, and 7 questions with Emmy.